See, I'll be brief tonight because old as I am, that's all you can do. Sixth chapter of Revelation, the 7th verse. I preached about the white horse, the red horse, and the black horse. Now the pale horse. And all of these symbols play a great thing in the life of everybody on earth. But most people on earth never heard of it because they don't know the Word of God, don't know what's coming. But here is the one that we're familiar with. We've seen the results of it, but yet it's nothing compared to what it's going to be in days that lie ahead and are yet to come. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. This is something that from the beginning of the Bible, when Satan went into the Garden of Eden as a serpent and struck up a conversation with Eve and then lied to her, blatantly lied, that when you eat of the fruit of knowledge of the tree of good and life, you will not surely die. That was a lie. She ate of the fruit, gave it to her husband, and he ate. But they still were alive. Even their eyes came open. Things began to happen. But all the things that began to happen through this sin that they committed was not what God had intended. And so by man doing what God had not intended in the beginning is why you go to funerals. That's why you lose loved ones. That's why you hear about deaths and wars, rumors of wars, and everything that happens. Death comes. Well, when this generation was driven out of the Garden of Eden, and on the outside of the Garden of Eden, there were two men. One of them was Cain, and one of them was Abel. Now, Abel was probably a good man, a man that pleased God. Cain was a man who did not have his whole heart full of God. Cain was more interested in what he was going to get than what he was going to give away. And that is the problem with the world today. People are more interested in what they're going to get than what they're going to give away. And so therefore we've got half the world in hunger and starving to death, and the rest of us overweight. But nevertheless, they went out, one tilled the field, and so on. But it came a time, there comes a time in everybody's life. We can do what we want to here. We can live ever how we want. We can talk however we want. We can just do anything we want. And that's just exactly what the brother did. Cain did what he wanted. I want to keep back from God, but yet I want to bring him a tantalizing little offering, which is nothing, and pray that he'll be satisfied with it. Well, God was not satisfied with that because God in that day was only satisfied with our best. And God will never, as long as this world stands, be satisfied with any better than our best for him. Because you know why? Death took his son on the cross because he became the best for us. And when he became the best for us, then death brought about the best for us. And so as the world went on, it became more wicked and wicked. Killings and giants in the land and whole group of things going on that we don't have today. Sons of God married the daughters of men, which were outcasts. They were giants, some of them, and so on. They were to be liberated from the earth. I mean, just cast into oblivion. But the sons of God got so wicked, got so far away from God, giving him their best, they went and married the daughters of these men. And when they married the daughters of men, which are the daughters of Satan, then that tried to mix God with Satan. Ever since that time, men has tried to mix the church of the living God with the devil. And it's been done through false doctrine. It's been done through unbelief. It's been done in ways after ways after ways. But when it got so bad and God looked down on it, and it was so sinful, so mired down, that God saw there's no hope. So he spoke to a man named Noah, and he told him, I want you to build an ark. Now that seemed a strange thing. It had never rained. But see, this is why God is not man. This is why that we're so different than man. This is why that we cannot be God. We'll always be man as long as we're in this world. But thank God we can be God-man. We can be man with God dwelling in us. But we've turned it around in the world today, and we want him to be God with us dwelling in him. And we want God to be like us instead of God changing us to be like him. So we take God's rules and God's laws and everything that God says, and we write a new Bible and we tweak them. We leave some out and we add a little in, change the meanings of the word until we come around to a place where nothing is sin anymore and that like nobody's going to die. And when we do die, it doesn't matter how you live, you go to heaven. Everybody's going to heaven nowadays. You can't hardly have a revival because you can't find a sinner. Everybody's living for God, though they don't know God. They never asked him to forgive. We got a man I know running for president. He said, I've never asked God to forgive me of anything. I always took care of that myself. Now, I'm not judging the man. I saw him sit in a congregation where Dr. Jeremiah was preaching, and he preached the truth. And I read yesterday where Dr. Jeremiah is one of his favorite preachers. But yet, that won't save him. And some other preachers he named. There's his favorite preachers, and some of them were good ones. But see, that doesn't save him. He's got to go beyond that and realize I'm not the great man that I think I am, not the great man, the things I've achieved, but I will have to come humble before the cross of Jesus Christ. I will have to bow before that man that was slaughtered on the cross. I will have to confess to him that I have sinned and I need you to come in my life and cleanse me for my sins, or I will never be saved. But this world got so bad, this man named Noah worked on an ark for 120 years, preached his heart out. He preached faith, faith, faith. Folks, get ready, get ready. The rain's coming, the rain's coming. It's going to flood. And they looked at him and they laughed and they mocked and they scorned. And they didn't help him. They didn't do anything. They went on about their business, probably wagging their head and said, that crazy old man. He's over there worked on that for 120 years almost now. And I just got up this morning. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's dew has come up from the ground. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it'll always be. And it'll never change.